Good morning, everybody. Today we announced the fourth drill rig on the property as we start to increase drilling, working towards our 30 kilometres of drilling this calendar year. What is most important about this fourth rig is that it doesn't sit with the other three rigs that are drilling with great ferocity at our main area between Golden Dyke and Apollo, where we've made all our discoveries to date. We've actually taken a step out. And this is some step out at 7.5 kilometres to the northeast, where we're drilling at the Tonstal property. Now we see across the project around 11-kilometre footprint of old historic mines, and we've done soil sampling on top of those. Now those historic mines, we see workings over about 5.5 kilometres of that 11 kilometres. We've drilled about 800 metres of those historic workings to date. We know that the old timers didn't find everything back in the 1800s and early 1900s, so they just mined things on the top of hills, but their work is a great geochemical anomaly. The LiDAR that we've done shows a very similar footprint. We know they're dyke-hosted or dyke breccia-hosted mineralisation along this trend of 11 kilometres. And we know from the LiDAR, we can see the workings extend in an east-west or northeast direction with, like the Decker cards, we see crossing Golden Dyke to Apollo at very high grades. We can see that same footprint in a northwest trend across the old workings. So we're targeting Tonstal because it was one of the most significant historically worked areas, 1.5 kilometres from Tonstals to Western Consols, to old historic areas, essentially contiguous along that strike. 1.5 kilometres is the same footprint from Christina to Apollo. We've only drilled at 800 metres of that 1.5 kilometres down at Christina to Apollo. So a very similar footprint, 7.5 kilometres away. We've got 2,500 metres planned of drilling in that regional area. We'll be going from a project called Leviathan through to Western Consols and then where we are at Tonstal. So we're getting a first look into what the geology says. Are we seeing the similar structure, the similar widths of mineralisation, or at least of the host? And then are we seeing mineralisation? So big systems have big footprints. Fosterville had 11 kilometres of historic mines. We're seeing a similar footprint in terms of 11 kilometres of historic mines, and a very exciting moment, not only bringing the fourth rig to site, but also testing and stepping out into the regional area. Okay, the idea with this drilling is to stick to our game plan to make it bigger. So we can see that the only drilling that we've done is around this area from Golden Dyke to Apollo. We can see that 11-kilometre trend through here. We can see some of the old historic mining areas, Leviathan and Tonstal, which is where we'll focus in on. But if we just focus there, you can see the drilling that we've done there. There's not a drill hole outside of that Apollo to Christina drill area. And if we focus in, we can see that the LiDAR, which we're looking at here, shows some interesting features. An east-west or northeast trending mineralised zone, that's the dyke breccia. And you can see these stopes from the 1870s through here that are the high-grade stopes from surface that they mined, all northwest orientation. And that's how this system works. It's an east-west or northeast system, a 50 to 100 metre wide breccia dyke with this pack of cards heading in that northwestern direction. Now, if we go out to where we haven't drilled yet and we start to see the same thing happening here over 500 metres, this is the Leviathan area, but you can see the footprint of mineralisation with the old timers, a little less sporadic mining here in this area, Leviathan. But you can see the same thing, northeast trending dyke zone with those high grade stopes that they mined all around about an ounce, and they recovered an ounce. So that meant that they were probably mining at double that grade. So very high grading. And then we step out to 7.5 kilometres, and this is Tonstal's Golden Dyke Consols So the area here, this is Golden Dyke consols here. This is the area of Tonstals. You can see some more significant workings here, the northwest trending zones through here. And our first drill hole is literally standing on the road here and drilling towards here. And there will be other holes drilling in those directions. We'll come out and drill out here as well, of course, and then back to Leviathan. So 2.5 kilometers of drilling in these areas to test these systems that look very much, in terms of scale and style, very much like what we've drilled and learnt at Golden Dyke to Apollo. So that LiDAR is a gift that keeps on giving in terms of showing us the very similar footprint to our main drill area that we focused on here and had such great success down to 800 meters vertically and about over 800 meters to date. So certainly one, making it bigger, and the first hole has already started at Tonstals, as we put in the press release. We know those specific spots to drill because of that LiDAR control and the soil sampling. And then most importantly, also we have 12 holes in the lab, 4 holes currently drilling with that new one at Tonstals, and we'll start to see results flow. We promise continue results flowing. Our last result was 3 weeks ago. We'll have new results very soon, and we look forward to presenting those to you.